In 2018, I had this mystical experience in my life, and my work has slowly shifted. Once you go to do something crazy in your life, it's good to go with somebody you might know. At least whatever happens to you, there will be somebody to ship you home. Is this hell? Where am I at? And it's so foggy. It's like foggy and heat, and my body is hurting me, and I don't know what to do, and I'm afraid, and I don't see anything. I believe this is the point where I met self love for myself, where I met self acceptance for myself, where I truly embraced and accepted and met myself and made peace with myself. Just a crazy experience, but crazy good experience. It just really awakens you. It really opens your mind, your heart, your soul to what it is. I will be talking about the topic of ayahuasca and my journeys with it, where I was in the past and where I am today, and how that has been an important pillar in my foundations as a good person, as a professional, in gaining clarity, in dealing with my traumas, with my dramas, with doing my own inner healing, my own inner search, and finding myself. I've been trying meditation, I've been trying therapy, I've been trying a lot of things, and that's what worked for me. Going to Peru and having ceremonies with indigenous shamans. I know it's not for everybody, and I like to give you some context if you're new and maybe you have not followed my other videos. My name is Claudiu, I'm 36, I'm from Romania. I have a background in technology. I've been working in tech for over 2 decades now. I've been having all sorts of roles you can imagine. I've been a web developer, I've been a programmer, I've been doing marketing, I've been a cloud architect. I've been involved with AI and I'm still involved with AI and I love it very much. And it is technology and it's part of me and it's always has been part of me. In 2018, I had this mystical experience in my life and my work has slowly shifted my journey with ayahuasca. And tonight I really tasted the universe and what happened there. You may come from different beliefs. I'm not here to change your beliefs. This is something that maybe could give you some perspective, my own perspective. I can tell you, in my eyes, it's a technology. It's not something people go and do for fun. I don't recommend it for entertainment purposes. It is profound work that's being done, and often it happens that it shifts the psyche and mindsets, and it does help tremendously people. And I speak from personal experience. I believe I had around 18 ceremonies already, so I drank it around 18 times. There's been quite a few plant diets done. I don't say this to boast. I say that it can give you more context of the information you are about to receive. So take what you need, and here's your full disclaimer. I'm not somebody who goes drinking. I used to drink socially, maybe in the weekends. I don't do drugs in any way that you might find that. Generally, I'm a guy who likes to work in tech, and that's about it. In 2014, I broke up with a long term relationship I had with my ex girlfriend at the time, and it was over 10 years relationship. Then I went through a dark period in my life. I was in my early 20s, and I just felt my life was ruined. I felt there was nothing else. I didn't know what to do. It was just pain and pain and pain. Did a little bit of drinking and met a few ladies in any way I could imagine because I needed to process my emotions. For me, it was highly therapeutic the whole time, maybe for 2 years. And then I believe around 2017, I researched more on how to make social connections with people because I was somebody very closed inside of myself, somebody like a hermit. I like to spend time alone. I did not really know how to express myself in public. I was very uncomfortable being approached or having to talk to people that I don't know. So it's been a tough time most of my life. So in 2017, I felt that I should go to London, and I paid around £4,000 for a week to train with 10, 12 different coaches for social skills. But when I say social skills, it was mostly surrounding around cold approaching women in the street, in bars, in clubs, in shops, in coffee shops, in libraries, art galleries, and having a connection with them, a human to human connection, and maybe getting some phone numbers, maybe getting some dates. And I felt that's what I needed. And 1 week later, and thousands of pounds spent, and hundreds of failed attempts to speak to ladies, something happened. I cracked down. I was in London in Piccadilly Circus. Eh, yeah, that area is very crowded. I don't know if it's good for a beginner to go there and deal with. Look, people are very busy on the street, so I think it's a high chance no lady will stop to talk to you, especially if you're insecure. So I was a pole in the middle of the street, for many, 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 many. Nobody saw me, and I had to deal with the rejection. And I never felt that so deeply in my life before. And it was so painful, and I was so scared and so afraid going through that process. But I still had to go through it. My intention was not to be some playboy or some player in any sense or take advantage of anybody. I just felt I had to do something with my life, and I felt like I had to go over my past relationship in some ways, and I felt like I like to be more social. I think it was the fifth day in the 7 day workshop. I met other wonderful students like myself, and we were all having the common topics of approach anxiety and not knowing what pickup lines to tell to women and coming up with things and sweating and crying invisibly within us. And it's not easy. It's easy when you see it on TV. It's easy when I tell you now. It's not easy to take action. It's very, very hard. I think on the fifth day, I was trying to approach a lady and just passed through me like wind. Couldn't see my existence. I was speechless. It all came down on me after hundreds of approaches. I just couldn't breathe. Um, I felt that, why am I here on this earth for? There's definitely something out there. There's definitely something else. There's another reason why I'm here. And I felt that no matter how many thousands of approaches I do, the end result will be similar, because I felt the whole journey, it was not about how many phone numbers I can grab. It felt that it felt that it has something to do with me. It felt that the outcome always has been me, of dealing with something internally inside of me. And I told that to my coach, that I think it has to do with my inner self, something, the whole journey. And as long as I don't come to peace with myself, there's no point otherwise to go and approach and talk to somebody else. I noticed that they had one coach which was for inner transformation. His name is Christopher Stubbs. I paid $500 at that time in 2017 to have 1 hour session with him. That was a lot of money, and I think it's still a lot of money today. He told me he cannot help me with what I need. What I need is called ayahuasca. I said, "What is this?" Then he showed me some videos, and I felt comfortable, but I had to go to the US, and I couldn't go to the US because I'm a Romanian citizen. We need a visa, and I was rejected multiple times before anyway. So then I did some research. Where is this plant coming from? It's coming from South America, and I was, for some reason, focused on Peru. And then I looked on documentaries, and I found a documentary. At that time, it was a famous center in Peru, in close to Iquitos. I never been to Peru before, but I was not afraid to travel because since I was 18, I traveled throughout Europe for work. So I was used to being on planes and living on my own. I think this is where I need to go to this retreat. And it was the most expensive from all the retreats. And I think today they rebranded. I'm not going to go into many details on that, but I spoke with another friend, and it turns out that she knew about this medicine for 10 years. I said how everything connects together. Anyway, in 2018, I took the decision to go there, and I just felt I need to do this with no outcomes. I just went there with an open heart, and I knew that this is what I'm supposed to do, fully what I'm supposed to do. We landed there, and it was like, wow, I never been to the Amazon. I never been to Iquitos. It's like a jungle city, mad, mad, but also beautiful. So natural, and a lot of gas smell everywhere. A lot of moto taxi. It's just crazy. But anyway, the next day we met at the pickup point. We took the bus. It was all wonderful. Meeting over 30, 40 people, maybe from all over the world, different ages, different backgrounds, really from all over the world. Most of them, they seem educated. So it's not like we're all druggies out there. Took the bus for a few hours and ended up in a wonderful place surrounded by green forest, nature. We were briefed at the camp on what will happen. We received a lot of instructions. We received a welcoming package on what will happen that week and everything else. We were taken to our bungalows. It was like a large bungalow, few of them, and it was separated in 4 rooms. I liked it because it was quite private. You can close your door, lock your door. It had a nice lobby there with nice couch and fresh drinking water. You had your own shower and all those facilities. Excellent, but still rustic, still natural. There was nothing modern. It just was a comfortable approach. Yeah. So we go and we all meet together and we share and what will happen. And we are supposed to drink ayahuasca that night. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very nervous. Some people have been veterans there. They've been there already. Few of them for hundreds of times already. It was just my first time and my friend's first time too. But I think we supported each other, and I'm thankful that I was there with somebody that I trusted. I felt comfortable with the other people. Once you go to do something crazy in your life, it's good to go with somebody you might know. At least whatever happens to you, there will be somebody to ship you home. I think it was 6 o'clock when we all went to this ceremonial place, which they called the Maloca, which was a big hut. There were mattresses all over the floor and chairs, and that's it. Showers, toilets, and all of the good stuff. So I picked a spot for myself where I can take off and go into the universe. We given some instructions, and yeah, the shamans come, and they were dressed with caps, hats, shorts, and a shirt. Some of them had t-shirts. So there were no ceremonial kind of clothing. They were just regular people you see in that part of the world in Iquitos. So they felt like farmers, nice people, somebody that you can trust. I had that trust. I did not have the opportunity to speak with them, but I just trusted the whole process. I trusted the people I was there. I think it's around 7 o'clock when we start the process. In this tradition, they do it at night when it's pitch dark out there. The jungle becomes alive. There's noises everywhere. The parrots, there's different birds, there's different frogs, there's different monkeys. It's quite beautiful. Quite beautiful. Mosquitoes. There's also good mosquitoes that bite all the time. So Finally, there's around plus 30 of us which are gonna have this experience, and I'm seeing people who are being taken in front of the shamans at the mesa, which is like a small altar, a small table, and they're given cups of this liquid, which seems to be like honey, like very thick and very earthy and quite brown, and it's very bitter. It is purgatory. Makes you vomit and feel nausea and all of that cool stuff. My time comes, so just tell the gentleman in front of me, the shaman, his name is Maestro Alberto Torres Dávila, and he has become to be extremely important in my life. I'm very grateful for their support, and I'm very grateful for everybody who was there. I'm very grateful to the medicine too. Grateful to myself as well for taking this leap of faith into the vast ocean that I am. So I see this thing, I look at this drink, I want to smell it. It smells bad. Oh, I just want to be away from it. Anyway, we all have to drink it now. 40 people, including the assistants that were there and the shamans in training. And it's the most disgusting thing I ever had in my life. It's so hard to swallow, so hard to drink it. And then guess what? Lights, all the candles are out. Nothing pitch dark. And I'm trying to deal with my emotions. I'm afraid what is going to happen, what actually doing with my life, where did I end up. So I think it was like 15, 20 minutes into the evening, and they're all starting to do their music. They have some instruments that they use. Just gonna use simple terms that everybody can understand. They start to whistle. There's different kind of words that they share. uh, they're called icaros, which is, I will say, a technology for the medicine space to be created and to be facilitated. A technology that calls upon different plant spirits, different kind of spiritual doctors to assist in the healing process, and it does also offer protection in this um, highly sensitive space. And that's the simplest way I can explain it. So they start with all these beautiful songs, and again, the jungle is very much alive. It's, I can't see anything. I cannot. It feels like I'm alone because I don't see anybody else. Suddenly, I hear somebody crying and screaming and shouting, and somebody laughing. I don't know what's going on. I start to see some lights, some colors moving in front of me. I don't have an understanding if my eyes are open or closed. Actually, I'm trying to open and close my eyes, and every time it's the same experience. And then I say, "Wow, I'm so happy this thing is working. I'm so happy this was not a scam." It was extraordinary. It was something I was searching all my life, and finally I found it. Really was. And then I started to see all these blue things, energies moving, flowing, and then I'm attracted by the ceiling, and the whole ceiling it's white, bright light, and there was no electricity going on. And I said, "Wow, wow." And then that continues to be the case, and then I don't know what happens. I don't see anything anymore. I feel very sick, very nausea. I feel like I'm afraid. There's people screaming in my ears everywhere around me. There's people using the toilets and flushing and flushing and flushing, and it's whew, the audio, the noise. It's amplified like 100 times from a normal flushing. Right? It's crazy. And there's people screaming and crying and crying and crying and terror and terror and terror. That's all there is. I'm afraid because I don't know. Is this hell? Where am I at? And it's so foggy. It's like foggy and heat, and my body is hurting me, and I don't know what to do, and I'm afraid, and I don't see anything. And it's also exciting, and I don't know if I should call for help. And I'm seeing people going to other people to help them, holding their red lamps. and I think I want to go to the toilet, but then I'm afraid to get up because what if I'm afraid of the darkness? I want to sit down, but then I want to get up. Then for the next 30 minutes I'm trying to find my clothes because it's getting cold and I don't know how to wear my sweater anymore. Cannot even find it. I think it goes on for like an hour of absolute terror and fear and pain. All my body is like in excruciating pain, pain and pain and pain. I never felt that in my life. I thought I'm gonna explode. I don't know. It felt like I had knives going through me, through all my intestines, through everything, through my brain. I had massive headache. I did not cry, but I had, or maybe I did. I had some tears falling at some point, and my nose dripping continuously. It was horrible. And maybe it passed like an hour of what I feel this hell to be, and I don't know what's happening anymore. And I see these colors of ancient uh, symbols, like you will see the ancient Egypt, like you will see in ancient Andes, how you will see the ancient Inca civilizations, Mayan cultures, those bird like gods. I see those. You're supposed to have an intention, or at least I felt I should have an intention. I wanted to understand how everything was created. And I just see some flames in front of me, blue flames, and then a spark of creation of everything. So my interpretation of that was that there was a blue flame and there were other blue flames which came to this big flame, and they were all gifted a gift of life. And once that was done, then everything I knew of existence, it just was created just like that in a spark, everything. And that's what I received, and that's my own interpretation, and that's what I felt. Yeah. And I know that sounds crazy, but this is the truth. And then I started to see a lot. I felt a lot of love, deep love. The noises of the jungle were like a thousand times stronger. I heard the music that they were creating. I couldn't breathe at some point, and I was just trying to listen to their music. I was trying to breathe in deeply and slowly, and I started to feel a little bit better. I could function a little bit. Then I just felt like I'm melting, melting, and becoming the lungs of the earth, of the forest. I'm becoming the animal. The animal is me. I am the animal. There's also this interconnectiveness with all the pain that's around me, with everybody in the room. Somehow we can all communicate with each other without using words telepathically. It's crazy, I know, but that's what it was, the experience, and it's so crazy to hear these things. But if you don't have the experience, you will never understand it, and you will never be prepared for it. Never. The whole night I felt nausea. I felt I wanted to vomit. I felt I wanted to go to the toilet, but I was too afraid to go. I couldn't get up. I felt very ill. I felt I had no energy in me. And the night starts to become more lighter. And as it starts to become more lighter, my attention is taken somewhere. And I see a man in front of me. And I know this man has longer hair. And I know this man is talking to other people next to him. And I know this man is extremely, extremely happy. And then he looks at me, and I look at him. And the man I'm looking at, it's myself. And I was so, so happy in front of myself. So this man gets up, and I get up, and we walk towards each other. And as we walk towards each other, we embrace each other. And I believe this is the point where I met self love for myself, where I met self acceptance for myself, where I truly embraced and accepted and met myself and made peace with myself. And there's no therapy, there's no book that can give me what I just experienced. and I started to feel better. And now I have shorter hair, but I did my hair was long until here, until recently. It's life. It's all happening for a reason. And then the experience changed. I started to see blue, transparent humans walking through the whole ceremony room, and it was billions of them. I was so afraid that they're gonna step on me and not seeing me on the floor, and I did not know what to do. There were billions and billions and billions of people everywhere I looked, billions and billions of people, and it seemed that we knew each other. It seemed that we communicated with each other. They were trying to communicate with me at the same time, and it felt like it took forever, thousands of years maybe. And I said, I did it to myself. I should have listened, read that Bible more often. Where did I end up in? I did not understand it. But what I couldn't see was that they were asking for help also, that we were communicating with each other. And I was able to focus on some of them at my own will. And then I was able to hear them better. But I was also able to understand what's going on with them. I was also able to understand what happened to them, what's currently going on for them, and what potentially might happen to them in the future. And there was no secrets. I had no secrets in the experience. It felt like all the password to my email accounts were everywhere all over the world, the walls of the environment. Just a crazy experience, but crazy good experience. It just really awakens you. It really opens your mind, your heart, your soul to what it is. And then the whole night had that theme, and then it started to become lighter and lighter, the whole experience. And I really experienced tremendous, incredible love in my heart. I never felt that. And I felt the love of everybody around me, of the whole planet love. And the easiest people were the ones who were in the same ceremony with me. We were like, God, it was absolute love and joy between all of us. And even though we didn't actually met before coming for the ceremony, it felt we know each other forever. People were hugging each other, people were laughing together, people were crying of love and happiness together. Ah, in the end, it ended the night, and it was just an incredible time. I never experienced something like that in my life. This sense of interconnectedness with everything, this sense of love, of union with everything, this sense of understanding how I treat other people affects me. How I treat them, it's how I treat myself. And I should always show love and care for my fellows. And not just humans, but plants and animals, insects, rocks, everything. Everything is connected. And I did not know that before. And life changed. It was an extraordinary experience. And yeah, later on, I barely made it alive, so to say, to my room to sleep. Barely. I did not know what's going on. Time stood still. It was also scary because now you're seeing shadows moving on and things. Yeah, finally I made it in my bed, and the experience continued on my own in my bed. And everywhere I looked, it was this 4D experience. If you go for a cinema, 3D, all of that, yeah, I was in all of that, even stronger than that. I don't know. I was so tired, but I was also happy. I felt the love. I felt there's healing going on. I was grateful for the experience, but it was hard. It was hard, and I think we're okay for now with one episode. More experiences came after that, and it just became such an important part of my life. And I tried to go once a year at least. to have such experiences of learning, and I'm still healing. Uh, but when I look back at my life, 2014 to 2018, I really needed that shift in my life. I am no longer afraid to talk to people. I find it much easier to connect with people. As you can see now, on YouTube. I will have never done this in my life. I'm not afraid to share my emotions, to share my honest truth, and speak what I need to say to people and not be afraid. And it has created these foundations of integrity and ethics, deep ethics. I hope this experience has brought you something valuable. I share it because I know there's a lot of people who are going through tough times in their life. Maybe something could help. I know this experience is not for everybody. It should not be. It's not a game. It is serious, profound work. And you will never be ready for something like that. But it's a choice. Nothing will come to you if you do not take a step forward. I wish I knew about it much earlier, but it happened now in 2018, and it's been such a fantastic time to be alive. I became extremely grateful for the gift of life. Before that, I was really contemplating very dark thoughts of what's the point of life anymore? And that shifted to deep appreciation. It's been so profound that some of my family members also came together with me to have such ceremonies, and it has impacted our family positively in a profound manner. Do your own due diligence and pick what makes sense to you. And I'm not here saying you need to do this or everybody needs to do this. It's just an experience. This human life, it's an experience.